Flosstube. Welcome to my channel. It's called Shannon Brick Cottage and my name's Lorraine. And this is going to be Flosstube number 1. And I'm going to try not to be too weird or ramble on too long. My goal would be to hit like 30 or 40 minutes sharing my stuff. This is so hard looking at yourself in this camera and talking. I normally wear glasses, but the distance here wasn't working, so I had to take them off. And again, I'm just like so sorry. Like, this is so fun and weird. So I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I love watching Flosstube. So again, this is Flosstube number 1. I'm going to talk about primarily cross stitching, quilting, and garment sewing. Those are the things that I love to do. So if you're into those things, you know, you're in the right place. Just hang out with me, bear with me. Hopefully this will get better as I keep making them. My goal would be to drop videos maybe like twice a month. I usually work my day job. I do 4/10s, and then usually we have like every other Friday off. Sometimes we do overtime. So I'm thinking Fridays might be a good time because my husband's at work, and you know, I'd be super self-conscious if he was in the house listening to me. So anyway, so let me just get started. Let's like do like a whip parade, and like I'll just kind of talk through it and show you what I got going on. So this is probably my oldest one. This is from probably like the 1980s, maybe, yeah, probably 1980s. In a Ziploc bag. Here it is. I got it out. It was tucked away for many, many years. I got it out during the pandemic and put a lot more stitches in it. It's a stamped cross stitch. Here it is. Wait, there we go. Isn't that so pretty? I love it. I'm really close to being done. Really, really close. I need to maybe work on that someday. Not anytime soon. Well, let me show you. Here's the cover art. This is what it's supposed to look like. It's a dimension kit. It's got to be, here it is. Definitely probably the 80s. Probably started it a really long time ago. And then my next one that's old is this. It's kind of like, I guess it's a needlepoint kit. I'm not really much into needlepoint, but I really love it, the colors and stuff. And here is what it is. Oh, it's Cruel Embroidery, Rooster on Black by Susan something. I can't read without my glasses on too well. But it you know, it helps me learn a couple different stitches when I do try and work on it. So does anyone else do Cruel? I know that was something my cousin Monique, I think, used to do that when she was younger. So there's another one. Oh, and this is a project bag that I did make. And then look, I got this. I love this little charm. I love the little wagon. I think that's Lori Holt. And this is some Waverly fabric from Walmart, which I really like Waverly fabric. Then we're just trucking right along here. Oh, okay, and this is, I think, my last old whip I have. And this was a Christmas kit I started. I think it's from Walmart. It's the Wise Men. And I'm probably pretty close on this one too. Looks like I just have to finish up the top here with some, I think this is supposed to be glow in the dark thread. So that'll be cool. I don't think I'll work on it this year though. I'm not like in love with it, but it is what it is. Okay, so that's the old stuff, really old stuff. Then let's jump to, okay, Christmas in July. This was like Christmas in July. This was my first time ever trying to participate or whatever. It looked like a ton of fun. I learned a lot. I learned that I don't really like to stitch when it's not the season. But, so this was a kit, or not a kit, a pattern that I had for a really long time. Since I'm a seamstress, this really appeals to me. And then the little buttons. So I got this out to work on, and this went really fast. and I love it, but then I stopped. And then I marked my patterns, my working copy with marker, and I learned a very hard lesson there. But I think that'll be definitely hid, because I think this one will be one that I'll frame and hang up here in the sewing room. It's like spools that are gonna make a tree. And, oh, and yep, and there's another little bag I made. I love making these bags. And then you put like one of these on, a little snowflake. I think I got that at Hobby Lobby. And then, oh, I know a lot of you are fans of Starlight Stitching Company. I hope I'm saying that right. And she sold patterns to make these wonderful cross-stitch clutches, because it's like super hard to buy one of hers. But she did sell the patterns, so I got everything in here. And I just made the fabric to match, and I really like that. And so there's that one. This one's called Christmas Tree Spool by Sue Hillis Designs. And I don't even know when I bought that. That's really old. And then here, okay, so here's the whole Christmas in July thing. So I bought this pattern. I love it. I can't wait to work on it when winter rolls around. Isn't that just adorable? I love it so much. So this is Heart and Hand. Cecilia, I can't really read the last name. Oh, and it comes with some beads on the inside too, so that's going to be super cute. So I look forward to working on that one. And I do have this one in a little project bag. I got my floss all kitted up. I did buy some fabric. I really only like stitching on 14 count. That's my wheelhouse. That's what I learned on. That's what I'm comfortable with. I've tried some of the higher counts. And then I tried like 10 count vintage cloth, which I thought I was going to like, but it was like too soft. And so anyway, I think I'm like a 14 count Ada girl. So there's one of my Christmas ones. Let me get out the rest of the Christmas. Okay, so I got this little guy. He is adorable. And I kid you not, I used to have this car. I had a blue Woody station wagon, and I have a picture of my kids when they were little. Abby and Andrew standing in front of our car with a tree. So I got to go through the old scrapbooks, find the photo, and then when I get this done, I think somehow I'm going to frame it with the photo and this together, and it is going to be like, it's just going to warm my heart. And then the other Christmas one, I'm not sure where I got this. Well, it's printed, so I probably bought it off Etsy. Here's this one, the Naughty List. And it's all fun and games until Santa checks the naughty list, is what it says. And I have the thread ready. Oh, it's Cherry Hill Stitchery 2019. And I know that color there, that doesn't look very good on the camera. So I don't know, I might have to change that one. But I also only use, not only, but primarily DMC, because again, that's what I started with. Teach, what's that saying? Teach a old dog new tricks. I'm an old dog. Sometimes I only try new things. And then here's colors for the other ones too. And again, in a little cute bag I made, and another little Hobby Lobby charm. So that's ready to go. Again, I think I have some fabric for that one. Then I think that was it for my Christmas in July, when I realized that just wasn't working for me. So here is a current project that I'm working on a lot. I'm trying to get this done. Look at that. I love this. I love that. My husband and I shoot sporting clays. Him more so than me. I used to really be into it, and now I'm not so much. So I spend my weekends sewing, and he goes to the club. But so anyway, him and his friends, another bag I made, got stuck in the rain doing sporting clays a couple weekends ago. And he said he wished he would have had a towel with him. And he was just going to grab like some kitchen towel and shove it in his gun bag. And I said, oh no, stop right there. Let me make you something. So this is like, I couldn't find a shotgun pattern, but this is going to be like a little handgun, and there's no cover art for me to show you. I just bought it off Etsy. And he really, he really likes red, white, and blue, and he really enjoys his sporting things. So I'm going to finish this up. This is on a piece of fabric flare, which I love fabric flare. And then I got these fat quarters and just, I think this is a layer cake square. So I got these fabrics here, like a whole red, white, and blue thing going on. And I think I'm gonna like patchwork the front of the towel around the pistol. And then I'm gonna order off of Etsy, like, you know, those golf towels like you would hang on your golf bag with a little hook. I'm gonna order like a plain white one of those, a really nice one that's super soft. And then I'm gonna put my thing that I make on the front, and then the back, you know, is that soft terry, and he can use that to dry his shotgun if he gets caught in the rain again. He doesn't hunt, so, you know, that's not, so it really won't get dirty, but he's super excited that I'm making him something. And me too, so, you know. Excuse me, let me get a little sip here of my iced tea. My mom had a doctor's appointment this morning. I had to take her to the hospital for that. And so she likes eating McDonald's. I don't so much anymore. Just don't. But I love their iced tea. So she got me an iced tea. And so that was a nice trade, driving her to the doctor and she gets me an iced tea. And we get to spend time together. So that was nice. Okay, here is a pattern that everybody and their brother has done. Let me get out the cover art for it. Oh, look at this needle minder that I have with it. Isn't that cute? I'm sorry, I don't remember who I got it from, but I got it on Etsy. I love Etsy. Love, 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 love. Okay, here's this one. It is, oh, okay, yep, it's called Hive Rules. Primrose Cottage Stitches. Anyway, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Here's my version of it. I haven't put any stitches in it in a while. And you can tell I'm very old school. I use a hoop. Isn't that just so pretty? Those colors are amazing. And I'm really like falling in love with every pattern they put out. And I got to remind myself that I shouldn't get more than I can actually stitch. And then I wanted a bee bag, so I made a little bee bag. And I did put a couple of these in my Etsy shop. I don't have really anything in my Etsy store right now, and they sold really fast, like within a couple days. So that was kind of fun, and that gave me money to buy things that I wanted. Oh, here's another one that I love. I hope I'm not like going too fast, too slow. I don't know. Have to give me some feedback. I'm going to try and learn how to put like the note things they talk about and the like and ring the bell and all that jazz. But if you have something nice to say, go ahead and put it down there. Give me some tips. Like, but please don't break my heart and make me cry. Be nice. So this one I love. Little House Needleworks. The Suffrage Act. So this one, like, it's a summer one, but then I also feel like it's a winter one for elections in November. And I'm not very far on it. Right there, that's it. But look, I love this one because of like the history. I was a political science major in college. Women didn't get the right to vote until 1920, which just blows my mind that it took that long to get the right to vote, that it was even like an issue. And so that one's kind of near and dear to my heart. I really want to keep up with it. Here is the colors. So pretty. I am using DMC for this one as well. Here's another one of those clutches that I made. I love the little 4th of July Woody wagons. And then I had some of this birthday cake fabric. I'm not sure where I got that one at. Probably Joann's a couple years ago. And then I know I got this year at Joann's. So anyway, that's like my little Americana bag. And I think I'll always have something patriotic going. So there's that one. Oh, and this one, Pioneer Woman fabric, Walmart. Again, I'm not ashamed to show, oops, sorry, didn't mean to show the pattern. To shop at Walmart, they have cute stuff. And then I got like a little cowboy hat charm to put on it because, again, I love everything Western. I just love, love, love. Anyway, this one is for my eldest granddaughter. And I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. But anyway, it's called Miss Ladybugs by this company. I don't know if that's Italian. her name is Elena, and we call her Lainey, and we call her Ladybugs. So the last time I worked on this one was at her dance recital. I was like the room mom, but like the room grandma. And she was so thrilled that I'm making her something for her bedroom. So this one, when I get it done, I also will frame it, but I won't put glass on it since things happen in children's rooms. Things fall, get broken. She might want to take it down, show her friends. I don't care, you know, if it gets touched or whatever. So no glass. She just turned 6, so she's going to 1st grade this year. So I definitely want to get that one done. And it's a fun, easy stitch. The patterns are so cute and whimsical. Now here is one that I'm really struggling with. Another bag I made last year. Little spider charm, little bag. I love this pattern's design and the colors and everything about it, but it is kind of hard. Like, I was having a hard time. It has half stitches, and I'm not a fan of half stitches. I never know what to do. This was a PDF I bought. It's called Night Flying, Doreen Jones. I've looked at some of her other stuff, and she makes really cute designs. And this one, I think I hand dyed this fabric myself, and I love it. I know I keep saying I love it. Well, I do though. And see, I just kind of like, his eyes are a little wonky because I was like, oh, I'm going to do a half stitch. No, I'm not. Back and forth. But look at that. And I just used Priscilla and Chelsea from Stitching with the Housewives, one of their videos on how to do this. Amazing. They are like the best. You know, like in my mind, we're friends. Like, you know, we're really not friends, but in my mind, we're friends. And you know, I was a Midwest girl until maybe 20 years ago. I grew up in the Midwest, so I'll kind of get them. Oops, I dropped one of my flosses. I'm gonna leave it on the floor. I'll get it later. So anyway, any tips on the half stitch nonsense? I don't know. I want to do it. Oh, because look, the reason why I wanted to do it is, okay, so Elena, that would be Elena. And then I have, I don't know how we would, you know, then I have a Roman. I have an Alec, I have an Asher, and now I have a baby Lily. So, I mean, I just love my grandkids. Every time if I would put this up, I would think of them. I would tell them that it's meant for them. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are. Should I keep going or abandon the project? Okay. Now this one, oh, look, I made this one too. So I try and be frugal in a way. I got this off of Fat Quarter Shop, and I probably bought it on clearance. Try to be frugal so I can have, you know, lots of good stuff. Now this one is I think this is my first prairie schooler. I really like this because look at that. Isn't that just adorable? Again, the presidents, you know, I love that. I'm in Pennsylvania, so we've got the groundhog. We've got Valentine's Day. February is a really good month. Two of the kids have birthdays. Grown kids have birthdays in February. My dad's birthday was in February. Speaking of my dad, I just realized today is the 2nd anniversary since he passed. And he was my best friend. So I'm not going to dwell on it because that would make me sad. But I think he'd be really proud that I'm like putting myself out there and just like sharing what I like to do, and hopefully inspire somebody else. Like maybe you'll be like, oh, I didn't know they had this pattern. I want to go get it. Because that's how I feel when I watch YouTube. I'm like, oh, I want that. And then here's where I'm at on it. And so I'll probably just get this back out in February and work on it then. So that's another one. And then, so here, of course, is a Stitching with the Housewives. It's super small, and I should have it done, but I don't. So it's Tulip Farm. And they were so kind. I was a winner on one of their giveaways, so I got this pattern free. And I didn't stitch it on the black. I went with a navy, and I love it. Like I'm gonna say, I love it. Because navy and pink are two of my favorite colors, so I just need to buckle down and get that done. Or maybe I'll just save it and do it next spring. And that was really, I mean, everyone does all these giveaways, and I know, you know, some people are doing it as a business, and so it's like a business expense for marketing, but it's also like super kind. Like the money they're spending on postage, keeping track of everyone, making sure this person gets what they order. I'm just like so blessed to have found YouTube and this great crafting community. I can't say enough. Just so kind, so kind. And speaking of the housewives, here's another one. So this is, I signed up and I get this subscription, which has enabled me to try out Classic Colorworks because it comes with the floss. The colors are super pretty. I'm just not sure if there's a reason to use fancy floss versus DMC, but when in Rome, do as the Romans. So, and then I took this one to the hospital with me this morning while I was waiting for Mom to get her tests done. And again, I know everyone's doing their September one, August, like some people had it done, I swear, in 24 hours. That's not me. I'm not a fast stitcher. I have a lot of hobbies, so I'll get it done when I get it done. And this one I really want, like Scarlet Sky Designs was asking like for some finishing ideas, like things that people might want. And I put in there that I would love like some kind of wooden thing where I could put like a store-bought calendar in the bottom and then put each month the month above it. And then I saw, I don't know if I saw it on Priscilla and Chelsea's YouTube or somewhere, somebody just got a frame from Hobby Lobby. It fit perfect. I screenshotted it. I totally need to make a trip to Hobby Lobby, but my daughter tells me I'm not allowed to go by myself because I have no self-control. So I don't know. And I gotta drive to the next town over to go. This one I bought. This was a bag I bought from somebody. And again, it's just the Walmart Waverly fabric that she chose, but I thought it was adorable and I got it. And this one here is this thing that's housed in this bag. This bag from Fat Quarter Shop. This is kind of like what reintroduced me to cross stitching during the pandemic. This is who is this? Hannah Handmakes. She's in the UK. And this was a mystery sal. I didn't even know what a sal was. I talked to my friend, my one girlfriend joined along, and then I think we both petered out. I stopped. And the reason I stopped working on it was, oh, there's my last name. I'm not a huge fan of red. I wish I would have done this on more of a neutral. It's going to be an advent calendar. I'm not going to abandon it. I'm going to finish it someday. But this is the one, and I'm so grateful for this project because it did. It like introduced me to sals and quilt-alongs and YouTube and Instagram, which I'm new to Instagram. My daughter helped me with that, and I love it. Love. I keep saying I love, but I do. I love it. It's awesome. Okay, so those are what I'm going to consider my whips. Those are the ones. So then, let's talk about quilting. And I'm not going to go like way in depth because I don't want you to feel like you need to pop the popcorn, like this is a movie, get the soda, put your feet up. I want it to be more like we're just talking. You just came to my house, you came to my sewing room. I'm just showing you all my goodies. And then like maybe another video, I'll focus more on my quilting, and maybe another video, I'll focus on my garment sewing. So there's just a little bit of everything. And I'll tell you at the beginning of each one. So like if you just don't care about the other stuff, you can skip it or watch it or whatever. But anyway, so here is, oh, you know what? I'm not done with cross stitch. Let me back up a second, because I did pull these. So these are things I finished this past year that I haven't done anything with. So I guess they're just finishes, not FFOs. So here's a little pattern. It's called Biddy Barnes, Spring and Summer. I want to get fall and winter, and I did spring. And I think these are just gonna be like those little itty bitty pillows, like I saw like Michelle McGraw makes, like with the little palms around it or something like that. Very adorable. And then here is this one. This one is going in my bedroom, on my side of the bedroom. And it's by Tumbleweeds, which is a division of Little House Needleworks. I figure if a girl wants to be a legend, she should go ahead and be one. Now, isn't that the truth if you've ever heard it? That just speaks to my soul, my heart. Again, I love Western things. I love girls being girls, but also doing whatever you want to do in life. Like if you want to go hunting, or while you wear bedazzled vintage earrings, go for it. If that's your jam, just do it. I'm all about that. I'm gonna have one heck of a mess on the floor here. Here is Priscilla and Chelsea stitching with the Housewives. So this one, I put a date on it, so I know I just finished it last year. So pretty. Again, a little pillow is the idea for this one. Look at this fabric. It has like some metallic going through it. It's very pretty, but it was kind of hard to work with, to be honest. But I have a big piece of it, so I will certainly be doing other projects on this. Maybe I'll use it for a couple other fall smalls this year, because that is really pretty fabric. Okay. Oh, and then, okay, so that, I'll stop there. Now we can move on to the quilt. So I have several quilts in the works, but I'm just going to show you one because, again, I want it to be like a fun video, like you just came in. So I'm doing Potluck. It's by Sherry McConnell, A Quilting Life. And then her daughter is Chelsea Stratton. And they are adorable mother-daughter team. So here is, so I'm using this fabric, Prairie Days by Bunny Hill Designs. It's Moda. It came in a layer cake. I have had clubs with the Fat Quarter Shop. I started with jelly rolls, so I have a bunch of jelly rolls, and then I switched to layer cakes, which I really like that size to work with for pre-cuts. And then I have a lot of those I haven't done anything with, so I decided to switch over to Fat Quarters, but specifically holidays. So I'll show you that in the haul section. And I think this is a really great way. I love their clubs where you just get a little something that you don't pick, so it makes you try things that you might not have tried on first glance. But on first glance, I would have bought this fabric. So here's, whoops, see, I'm working on it still. So here's some of my blocks. I'm doing red, white, and blue. It's fun. It's fun. And then see, like, I got my little alphabetties from Fat Quarter Shop. These are the solid Fat Quarters, or layer cake pieces, sorry. Anyway, I don't want to make a mess of those. I want to keep those nice. I am not a starcher, but I do use Mary Ellen's Best Press on everything. So it's kind of like starching, but not really. So everything still stays soft, but it gets a nice crease. Oh, and then also when I sew, when I piece, whoops, let me show you the back. So I think this tip I follow from either Lori Holt or Kimberly Jolly from the Fat Quarter Shop is I drop the stitch length to 1.8 as I'm piecing. I don't back tack or anything. And I press and I do just a scant 1/4 inch, and I press my seams open. It's helping me get more, be more accurate and get my points to line up better. Like that one is on the money. Some other ones, you know, not so much, a little bit off, and that's okay. You know, if somebody's looking at it that close and they want to criticize it, well, then we don't need to be friends, or you don't need to snuggle under my quilt if you're going to be that way. So there's that. I would consider this pattern a beginner pattern, very easy. It does have on here two, like they show it with a couple Dresden plates dropped in there. And I've never made a Dresden plate, and I want to, but I don't think I'm going to put it on the front of the quilt. I think I'm going to make one and put it on the back, on the backing, and maybe somehow incorporate my label into it. I think that would be nice, and that way if it's a little wonky, it's on the back, not the front. So that's the only quilt I'm going to show you today. Oh, and I have one more, I swear, last one, last whip. So this, okay, so, well, this is kind of quilting too. So I made this quilt block. I'm trying to think, it was a free pattern by, I'm going to say it wrong, maybe Layla Boutiques something, I'm not sure. if I figure out how to do the notes, I'll put it down there. And I just used scrap fabric I had to make the little sunflower. And this was kind of like the whole Stand With Ukraine. Who would have thought that this would be going on that long? That just breaks my heart, and we just can't talk about it because I'll get upset. But so then what I decided to do, I want to make this like into a project bag for like late summer, early fall. And then since my first name's Lorraine, I copied out of a book I have, like a letter. And I had to get one more color. I had to get a color to fill in the little things. So my idea is to put that in the middle of this, then make a project bag. And so this project bag won't have the vinyl front. It'll just have the sunflower. I like the vinyl front ones so I see what's in them. It's not a mystery. But so now, we're in 30 minutes. So my goal was like 30, 40 minutes. So I think I'm gonna make it in there as a haul. So I want to say I don't have a lot, but then I started pulling together a couple things that have probably come in the house in the last month, and I'm like, I might have some haul. So one thing you're not going to see, because it's sitting over here plugged in, is I got a Stella light at Joann's. I wanted a really good light for the living room, but I didn't want to spend a lot of money. So this one was on like a doorbuster. Got it for like $23. It was $30 off. Love it. The only thing I'm worried about is it gets hot. Like I'm touching it now. It gets a little warm, so I don't know. But I do like it. So this I bought. This is another Sherry McConnell item. I got this off her website. It's a calendar planner, and it's undated. So I wanted an undated calendar because there's some stuff I'm working on, and I'm just like, well, I want to do that, you know, next July or next June or whenever. So I want to kind of have this with my current calendar and write things down. I really like it. I love the pictures. I love the things within the book. My only tip would have been maybe like each month has like, you know, plans or seasonal inventory or whatever. It would have been nice if those were grouped together in one section, not intermixed within the 12 months. So I could go to one section and work on planning or whatever the activity is. Also, I would have liked to see tabs for each month. So I just used some washi tape and it'll work. It's a beautiful book. I'm not disappointed I bought it. I just wish I had those kind of things with it. And speaking of books, let me show you these. And I'm sure anyone worth their salt has seen these. So these are like the books from the Fat Quarter Shop. I have one for cross stitch. I have one, they have one for quilting. I have that one. And then I bought a generic sewing log book off of Amazon. So then I wanted to make covers, and like this is my first one. So this is like not the best. I tried a little English paper piecing. I had never done that before. Tried to use like the monogramming on my sewing machine. It got all wonky on the thing. But the fabric's beautiful. I just used some jelly roll strips I had. I used like the tape that comes on your Moda jelly rolls. So I used that as ribbon to tie it closed. Anyway, I'm happy with it. I love the book. I use it to keep track of my projects. And then I also use it like my wish list patterns I'd like to get. And then I did the same thing. So this is the quilts one. I highly, highly recommend these books from Fat Quarter Shop. They are wonderful. Let me just show you a page. I mean, I'm sure you've seen them, but they're awesome. And then this one, this was like some Tula pink fabric, which I would have, again, wouldn't have bought, but it came in a club, and it's great. I love it. And then I bought some of this twill tape measure stuff off of Etsy. I made my daughter one too, and she loves hers. And then here's the sewing log. The sewing log, let me show you a page. So, and then again, just using up jelly roll, using up what I had. Very pretty fabric. So I'm a September birthday, so that means, like, I guess if you believe in astrology, organized, you know, Virgo. I love writing stuff down. So last but not least, we're going to do a haul real quick, and I promise we'll wrap it up. My goal is to put this out without doing a ton of editing because I don't have time to do that. I don't really know how to do that well. Again, I want this to be authentic. It's like you came over to see me, you know. Oh, yeah, and then garment sewing. One last time, then we'll do haul. Garment sewing, this blouse, I made it. It's Cashmerette Club. It's the Alton blouse. I'll talk more about that in another video, but I'm a member of the Cashmerette Club. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Anyway, haul real quick. So month to month, Priscilla and Chelsea. My birthday month is September, and it's apples. I don't think I'm going to get to this year. I want to finish up August, and then I'm super stoked about October that is coming out. I cannot wait to get my hands on that pumpkin pattern. So I'll probably save this for maybe next year or something. This I need to get kit up. You are the boss of your own quilt. Yes, indeed, you are. Every mistake, every flaw, every color choice, it's an opportunity to make it your own. And I think the Fat Quarter Shop, or Lori Holt, Fat Quarter Shop maybe, is doing a stitch along with this. So I want to get this going. And that will go in the sewing room when it's done. And then, okay, Fat Quarter Shop, like, I think my paycheck should just get direct deposited to them because I love that store. So look at this. I got this panel. I don't think I've ever done a panel quilt. I have a couple panels I want to try. Ooh, let's see how I can do this so you guys can see it. He's upside down. It's Santa. Like, he looks like a little vintage Santa. And then there's like some, I guess these are labels on the bottom I could cut out. And I think it's by Urban Chicks. And it's called Holly Jolly. And I do know, which I thought was really lovely. So this is the Caucasian Santa. So I went with him because that's what our family is. But they also had an African-American, you know, brown skin Santa. And I think that's awesome too. I love that. Because, you know, we all come in different shades of color. And why shouldn't Santa Claus come in all different shades? And these are not that expensive. I don't even remember. For some reason, I want to say it was like $11. Totally affordable. I don't have any fabric in mind yet to go around it to make it into a little quilt, but I hope to figure something out for that. Then these are my clubs. So like I said, I used to do jelly roll, layer cakes. I won't bore you with all of those that are laying all over this room. But now I'm on the holiday. So this was the June Fat Quarter holiday thing for June, because the shipments are all messed up. You know how the world is right now, so they're not always coming. Sometimes I get like 2 in 1 month. But anyway, that fabric's really pretty. I won't pull it out of the bag because I don't want to mess it up. It's featuring Bad to the Bone, and it's 12 fat quarters. So that's a pretty good deal. I think it's like, I don't know, 30 couple dollars. You know, it is what it is. Things go up in price. And then this one was July. Isn't that pretty? I love this one here. And this one's called Old Fashioned Christmas. And these are what I would call really traditional Christmas colors. And you know what? Maybe this would go with the Santa. Maybe I need to figure something out there. So those are just those two. And then this, my husband, back in his younger days, was a power lifter. So I found this on Etsy. This chart does absolutely nothing for me. It does not float my boat in any way. But this. He has this little section of the house where he has like a bunch of trophies that he won in a couple magazines or whatever that his standings were listed in. So I have not stitched on black yet. I ordered a piece from Annabella's, another great shop. So whatever money's left over from Fat Quarter should probably go to Annabella's. I like ordering things from them. They have very fast shipping too. So I'm going to make this for him. After I get his little shoot, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to show the pattern. After I get the little shooting thing done, I'll do this. And this is Pump Iron, Seaside Designs, Leaflet 3. It looks like it's about 100 years old. Oh, copyrighted 1985. So those were some good times back then. Anywho, we're at 40 minutes. I want to stay true to my word and wrap it up. Again, I hope that you liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you really liked it, hit subscribe. Oh, and one little thing I want to add. I want to do like a little shout out, and I'm not going to like list every thing I watch because you guys will be like, what does she do? Just watch YouTube videos? Yes, I do. I sew in a factory for a living, and we are allowed to use our phones. So I listen to audiobooks, podcasts, and yes, my friend, even YouTube videos can be playing in the background. As long as I'm doing my job, they don't care. So this is so awesome. So I just want to shout out a couple people, a couple YouTube channels that have just really inspired me. I know you all have probably already seen them, but it doesn't mean that I can't mention them. So first of all, Priscilla and Chelsea, Stitching with the Housewives. Yes, in my mind, we are best friends. Yeah. If you don't watch them, please stop what you're doing and go watch them because they are a hoot. They are great. They have a ton of patterns, like I think 2 releases a week, a lot of smalls, you know, rapid fire. If you're one of those people who can click out things, you will love them. Another one, let me see, I wrote down a couple things. Let me see who else I want to, oh, Elizabeth Ann can stitch. The girl just got married. She looked like a beauty queen. The dress was stunning. She is so fun. She is, I guess, how old are you, Elizabeth? In your 30s? You are just cute as a button. You have the best videos. You're sweet. You're authentic. She does a little bit of quilting, a lot of cross stitch. Go check her out. You will like her a lot. And if you don't, then I don't think we can be friends because Elizabeth Ann is awesome. Another person, like I just want to take her under my little wing. Can I be like your little, you know, make-believe mama because you are just adorable. And then the other person I just want to shout out to this week is Celeste. And she's at Celeste Creates. And Celeste has the most relaxing voice in the world. I don't mean that in a bad way. Like you're not going to fall asleep. But if I'm working on something complex, like I'm scratching my head on how to put together a garment or something, Celeste is there. And then like I'll look over, see what she quilted, see what she's stitching. She's just lovely. And, you know, again, just somebody in real life that I think I could be friends with. So I like watching her. I like seeing what she's working on. She always has kind words for other people. So anyway, check her out. So I hope to see you again, probably in a couple weeks. I'll get a little feedback from you guys, see what I could do better. And I don't have a cute sign off, like see you next whatever. So I think I will just hit pause, hit stop, call it a day, rip the Band-Aid off and upload it to YouTube. Anyway, you guys have a great week. I'll see you soon. Bye.